My head is about to explode. A man has been arrested, not just for making threats of violence, but also for starting a fire and threatening to kidnap his friend's daughter. And she was brought up in this kidnapping plot.
I'll tell you that I have a major scoop regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their newest legal plan or something that they were attempting.
You cannot always control what the internet is saying about you, what the headlines are saying about you. So how has that media attention impacted your brand, your businesses?
It's like Tina Fey says, if you're feeling good about yourself, just go online.
To how psychotic Ryan Reynolds is.
Today, shocking new information came out about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They are now the focus of a huge FBI probe.
I mean, it's a dark, bad situation that...
Nor the YouTube video, both just miraculously didn't get recorded.
I'm no longer believing the things I'm saying. I feel like I am now lying to the public when I cover these things.
Life is too short to work with people who are...
As a normal lawsuit turns into a criminal case, the power couple is linked to some very bad crimes that happened in real life. There have been claims that the well-known story is linked to arson, death threats, and even kidnapping attempts.
Or they just didn't really want to put themselves out there with all of the scandal. But there also could be another side plot, you know, with the speculation and the opinion that maybe they were not welcome.
As the FBI's probe gets deeper, new information shows that the couple is connected to a scandal that is getting worse and could change Hollywood forever.
It is like one of the most evil Hollywood plots. Like, you couldn't even write this in a movie. This is what it's looking like between a couple with a tremendous amount of power, being Blake and Ryan. What Hollywood tells you someone is, like their brand, versus like what's maybe going on behind closed doors. And like, Ryan is a nasty piece of work.
Oh, I'm so disappointed.
Oh God,
he's so
I
funny.
could never watch.
Their lawyers have started a full-on deflection campaign in an exclusive statement, but the EMASAT truth is coming out quickly.
Crisis PR team never had to implement any plan because Blake being evil backfired. That is the story. A narcissist targeted someone who she felt was weak, and it backfired on.
Now that the FBI is looking into it more, things are more dangerous than ever for Lively and Reynolds. What are Blake and Ryan going to do next? Stay tuned for more information as the case gets worse.
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard? Oh, okay. So if somebody, hypothetically took a couple of nibbles backstage and, got excited, should they go to the hospital or should they...
Yes, they should go to the hospital right away.
While the FBI was looking into Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, they found frightening links to violent crime. What began as a legal dispute quickly turned into a criminal case involving kidnapping, setting fires, and death threats. The case has gone beyond Hollywood and now has real-life effects that scare everyone concerned.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Anighty. I have sort of a crazy piece of news that came up this afternoon. I actually first saw this on Reddit. An arsonist has attempted to extort Steve Sarowitz, citing the Baldoni versus Lively, lawsuit saga.
Law enforcement says that extremists have been going after people who are related to the case, like Steve Sarowitz, whose family home was recently burned down. Eduardo Aragon, the suspect, admitted that he set fire to the house to get the family to pay him $80,000. FBI agents have found a link between these dangerous actions and the media's growing interest in Lively and Reynolds.
It says, prosecutors say a suspect committed arson at a billionaire family's home in Highland Park and then threatened to kidnap their daughter if they did not provide him $80,000 in cash.
That's not even more scary. People are getting death threats and efforts to kidnap them, so they are always afraid for their safety. People whose private lives and addresses were made public in court documents are now in danger because they had nothing to do with the lawsuit. These shocking new developments show how this case has gone from being a simple legal battle to a real-life crisis that is hurting innocent people.
My head is about to explode. A man has been arrested, not just for making threats of violence, but also for starting a fire and threatening to kidnap his friend's daughter.
As the public pressure and FBI investigation grow, Blake and Ryan's efforts to avoid blame are being looked at even more closely. There are more accusations against them, but the real question is whether their public relations strategies will protect them or make things worse as the truth comes out.
This sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory, but no, the authorities have released the text messages.
As the FBI probe heats up, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are facing serious charges related to the arson, kidnapping, and death threats that have come up in their ongoing court case. The couple from Hollywood has turned to the media instead of dealing with the real charges. Their lawyers are trying to avoid taking responsibility by playing the public relations game.
The family also owns a film production company that is involved in an active lawsuit with Blake Lively and other Hollywood actors. Katras said the drama involved in that Hollywood debacle has received a lot of media attention. On the same day of the arson fire at their residence, Jessica Sarowitz received a text message from an unknown number that indicated a threat of kidnapping of their daughter if the family did not provide $80,000 in unmarked, non-sequential bills.
The couple's lawyers have said in interviews, including an exclusive piece for People magazine, that the charges are baseless and just a publicity stunt. The public's response was quick, and the defense strategies raised more questions than they answered. People who don't like the couple say that they aren't dealing with the real crimes that are connected to their actions. Instead, they are trying to avoid responsibility by putting the blame on other people or things. Their lawyers have said that the current public attention is taking away from the main problem, which is Blake's claims of sexual harassment on the set, which shocking news stories and accusations have overshadowed. Fans are starting to doubt their defense more and more. Lively and Reynolds' team is not giving a sincere explanation or a clear answer to the accusations. Instead, they are offering sidetracks and distractions. People are beginning to see this for what it is, an attempt to save face instead of dealing with the real problems. A lot of people are no longer buying the couple's PR story, and their business is in danger. The real victims are coming to light, and they aren't the famous people at the center of the storm as Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is. Court case goes out of control. Instead, regular people are now in danger because of the case's effects. There are troubling links between the couple's scandal and threats of violence against innocent families that the FBI is looking into. Law enforcement sources have confirmed that the media frenzy over this high-profile case has been directly linked to arson attacks, attempts to kidnap people, and death threats. One of the scariest things to happen? Steve Sarowitz's family was the target of an arson attack. Their property was set on fire with accelerants in a trash can. A lot of damage was done by the fire, which put the family and the land at risk. Extremists were behind the threats and attacks, according to investigators. They were angry about how the case and the media's coverage of it were making things worse. These extremist groups seem to have acted out their anger against people who were not involved in the fight. They have made them victims of a legal battle that has gone too far. Families with ties to the case, like Sarowitz's, are now always afraid for their safety. There are a lot of security measures in place, like gates being built around homes, more security guards watching, and police keeping an eye on the area. As the violence has grown, many of these families have had to rethink their safety and change the things they do every day. Even though the FBI is working hard to find out more, the scandal is having real-life effects that are making real victims feel the sharp sting of violence that no one saw coming. As the public's attention grows and the real victims continue to suffer, Blake and Ryan's attempts to avoid responsibility are having their own effects. As the scandal grows, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are using public relations strategies more and more to shape the story. They are being accused of major crimes, but instead of directly addressing the charges, their lawyers are stepping up a public relations campaign that some critics call dishonest. Instead of facing the rising charges of arson, kidnapping, and death threats, the couple has turned to People magazine. This magazine likes to focus on celebrities to try to draw attention away from the serious criminal charges they are facing. It's clear what their PR team wants people to know. These are just PR stunts to toss the public off, but here's the harsh truth. Blake and Ryan can't avoid the growing public anger as long as they keep trying to shift the blame. Both fans and foes are now doubting whether or not their defense is real. Is this another case of a Hollywood star abusing their power and fame to avoid real responsibility? Or are they really trying to clear their names at a time when things are getting worse? There are many questions about the couple's method because they chose to go public with an exclusive interview for People magazine. By staying away from more trustworthy news sources and instead using soft journalism, they avoid real responsibility and hurt their own reputation simultaneously. Hollywood is looking worse than ever as more high-profile figures get caught up in the growing scandal involving Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. The FBI investigation into the couple has uncovered disturbing connections to violent threats, including arson attacks and kidnapping attempts. But as the case continues to escalate, the dirty secrets of Hollywood are being dragged into the spotlight, and they're worse than anyone could have imagined. The investigation has revealed that some industry insiders may be turning a blind eye to these disturbing allegations in order to protect the reputations of the stars and studios involved. The question remains, are these Hollywood giants complicit in shielding Lively and Reynolds from the real consequences of their actions? As the investigation deepens, Hollywood's dirty laundry is being aired for all to see. The entertainment industry's ties to the case go beyond just the couple's actions. They now involve corporate cover-ups and questionable legal strategies. As more high-profile individuals get pulled into this web of secrecy, it's becoming clear that this scandal goes much deeper than initially thought. The truth is coming to light. As Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds face mounting consequences, their future remains uncertain. Will they take responsibility, or will Hollywood's power protect them from the fallout? Time will tell. FBI uncovers shocking ties to arson and kidnapping. In the scandal, the FBI uncovered disturbing connections between Lively, Reynolds, and a violent arson incident. Death threats and kidnapping attempts were tied to the scandal, leaving everyone involved in fear for their safety. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Deflect, blame Blake and Ryan were taken to People magazine, trying to deflect from the real allegations. Their team claims it's all a PR stunt. The real victims of this scandal are not the celebrities. They are ordinary people targeted by the ripple effect of this case. The FBI connected violent threats, including arson attacks and kidnapping attempts, to the escalating media frenzy surrounding the lawsuit. Lively and Reynolds' legal teams are playing a PR game by turning to People magazine. They are hereby trying to control the media. The massive discovery. How far does the corruption go? Are major studios like Sony and Disney involved in covering up these disturbing truths?